We're reacting to the saddest season of any show we've ever watched, because we need to talk about some of the deaths that happened this season.
This season of Squid Game broke me.
Yep.
I didn't think it was possible, but this season, or half season, was one of the saddest pieces of media I've ever consumed. And I've seen Up and Red Chainsaw Man. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be going over season 3, episode by episode, telling y'all the things I like, the things I didn't like, sad moments, until I ultimately talk about that depressing ending.
That ending was crazy.
And you know we gotta start with episode 1. Episode 1 picked up right where season 2 left us last time, with Ji-hun coming back after his squad ran out of ammo and got wiped. Sad stuff to remember. And I'm saying it now, episode 1 was definitely the calmest episode of the season, but don't let that fool you. This junk was depressing. The whole first half of this episode was spent with 011 trying to save the father, which, you know, pretty sweet.
I mean, I didn't really understand the point of it. Even like knowing the whole story till the end, it still like didn't really make that much sense to me. I feel like there was like a lot of loose ends with 011's story, and I feel like it wasn't important enough to be in the show because it literally had me feeling nothing. Like I just didn't really care.
It's literally just us having to watch Ji-hun be traumatized after pretty much leading all his buddies to death. It was a rough watch.
I completely agree. Almost the entire season, he was just like upset and like depressed the whole time, which makes sense. I mean, he had just lost like everybody and he thought it was his fault, but like the entire season was just kind of annoying. He made like no progress at all, and like he had seen hundreds of people die at this point, and honestly, like I know he had lost his friend, but it was just like too much that every single clip of him was just him like staring into nothing.
So bad. He got mad, then sad, then mad again. I love this scene when I first watched.
Love that scene too.
Choker Ji-hun. I was sick of her. But then he got sad again. So sad he wasn't even talking, eating, or moving. And then we got this cute scene of 149 and 120 trying to cheer him up.
I actually do not like this guy at all. I find him annoying the entire show. I feel like he was a really liked character, but I just like hated his plot line and everything to do with him. He kind of just seemed like a bum, and like this woman did not deserve him. He was horrible to her, especially like ditching her last season. I felt like he was low-key fake after ditching his mom.
They're both so but the depressing vibe immediately shifted this episode when the sun reminded Ji-hun who forgot the magazines last season. Daeho. And I don't know about y'all, but the second that music switched and Ji-hun started staring at Daeho like he started the games, I got chills. I knew he was gonna kill someone. The funny part is after this, no joke, the rest of the episode was just Ji-hun staring at Daeho. And Hami really staring. Y'all know how little kids be staring when they see a disabled person for the first time? Yeah, harder than that. Obviously other stuff happened too though. There was some stuff on the boat that happened, you know, that's plot. So
I kind of hated the entire boat plot, I'm not gonna lie. I just didn't find it like interesting either. I feel like there was no point of it, especially like that whole storyline of the detective could have so easily been like not involved in the show. Same with like 011. I just thought that they were both kind of like annoying parts.
The first episode, pretty good start to the season. I had no issues with it, except when they were trying to cheer up Ji-hun, 120 was talking about I should have done more. Huh? Did you not watch the season finale? You went 6.
Literally 120 went crazy the entire show. Was probably one of my like top 3 characters. Honestly loved this character so much. I think that they did the most in the mission, probably more than the main character.
You know, with 87% accuracy, you did enough. But besides that, I liked it. Not too much going on, some tension building, and best of all, probably the happiest episode in the season.
Yep.
Then comes episode 2. This episode, I loved it. Top 5 in the show.
This like setting and everything was probably one of the coolest games next to like the red light green light one. Like the set and the way that the games worked was just so cool. Like it actually blew my mind when I saw this episode. This was probably my favorite one. Just loved the idea of it and like the way that you were supposed to win. And let me just say, I loved like the 222 little trio thing. It was the like best part of like that whole episode.
This episode hurt me. Like it had some funny moments, you know, some of the funniest ones in the show, you could even say.
That was a crazy scene when she like literally baits them into getting killed, yet she's supposed to be like this like holy person.
The rest of it is literally just
my
pain, agony, and sorrow. In this one, they're playing hide and seek, which I don't think anyone would have predicted. And I got a list off a positive already. The music they used for this one, had that eerie but dreamy vibe. Felt like I was watching Coraline for a second. But yeah, this game, I loved it. not the outcome that came with it. But the game itself was amazing. Ji-hun was feeding for Daeho so hard that he almost killed someone else.
Good, honestly.
To be honest, the scene confused me the first
Not
time.
that
I had to go back. The dynamic trio was together. That was amazing to see.
Amazing.
Amazing. The shaman was leading her cult while faking hearing voices. She's so stupid, bro. And then
she was so dumb for that, like trying to lead them with the arrows and stuff. Like, oh my gosh, how were they fooled by that?
Found the pills Thanos used to pop. This I did not like for multiple reasons, mainly two. Some of y'all may remember after last season I was not rocking with Mitsu. You know, before there was two characters that I hated in this series, but you just made it a top 3 because I hate you. So for the show to now deal with his cowardliness by
this was probably like one of the worst like little other plot lines in like the whole show, because once again, like, it was not necessary, and he was like so different from Thanos and the other guy that this was just not needed. And he was like trying to avenge that girl the whole time, but she would have never done anything like that or wanted him to do that. And his character development could have been so much better, but he ended up just being a crackhead like the whole show,
making him a pill popping junkie instead of growing some cojones. It made me like him even less. And then on top of that, the second reason I ain't rock with this, it's because of where he got the pills. They're from Namgyu, who dropped them after teaming up with 333. Oh my goodness, this team up pissed me off so much, more than Jeff Nato. This dude Namgyu was practically a psycho at this point. And 333, you promised 222 you would protect her, so what the heck are you doing? And I wouldn't have had this big of an issue with it if they just
so much people are trying to protect like 333 and say like it was totally valid what he did. It's not like the person he teamed up with would have killed him anyways. Like, he was pretty safe, so he honestly just could have gone by himself. Like, I just don't understand. He could have even teamed up with the other junkie and probably done better, but I just don't understand this team up. I guess it was meant to piss everyone off, and it really worked.
Just did it to pass real quick, then go save 222. But no, these dudes started doing too much because they decided in order to make as much money as possible this round, they would become freaking Freddy and
greedy
Jason and kill as many blue vest wearers as they could. I was so disappointed in 333, and I just knew it wouldn't end well. Like I told y'all, this episode is sad. Debatably, the saddest one in the show. Why? Well, it's cause they killed 120. Bro, and it was in the way that it happened too. You know,
it was so sad. This was definitely one of my top 3 deaths that actually made me upset. There was like a lot of them that I just like had no emotion for and I didn't care, but this was second place. Okay, she could have so easily just saved herself and got more money by their 2 kills, but she didn't. She literally came back for them too,
after literally helping 149 deliver 222's baby or CGI baby, finds the exit, and instead of leaving alone, decides to be a good person and goes back to let them know, guys, I found the exit. Eliminated 2 people on your own this round, scared off the lunchbox, and died trying to help my
the lunchbox.
You're my goat. And the person who did it was what broke my heart even more, because he
was disgusting for this. I can't believe that he did it because there was no need at all. And by the way, he just like randomly like found her in this room, but he wasn't even like going out of his way to look for her either. He did not care at all.
In front of his own baby or CGI baby. This scene literally made my heart sink when I first watched it. Oh my.
I was not expecting
seeing the shocked look on 222's face, 149 grabbing her knife in fear, and the guilt on 333's face. He knew he was being greedy. Breaking my heart, Squid Game. You breaking my heart. And I think the saddest part about this is this was only the first death of the episode, or at least major one. Because after this, we see literally 3 more relevant characters die. One of them is the shaman, so nobody really cares, but 2 of them I cared about.
No one cared that the shaman died. Like, everyone, I think, was screaming of excitement. That was probably one of the best parts of this whole episode. I was just waiting for them to kill her off like the entire time. She was such an annoying character, and you know that she was a good actor because she actually pissed me off so much.
After Daeho ran from Ji-hun the whole round, the shaman snitched on him and told Ji-hun where he was at. And instead of giving the answer that everybody thought he was gonna give, you know, PTSD, this dude Daeho told Ji-hun the reason he didn't bring back the magazines was because he was scared, because he was never really a Marine, which honestly wasn't that much of a shock. Come on, some of y'all Daeho fans really find it that hard to believe that he wasn't in the Marines? Look at the way he was shooting. I'm not even hating.
I I forgot that he was shooting that way, but like, yeah, it was kind of obvious in the last season because he didn't honestly seem like he wanted to protect anyone except his own ass.
And either I'll be shooting the same way. I'm just saying. But in the Marines or not, it still made me sad when Ji-hun killed him. Especially because I knew the regular Ji-hun
I didn't get
wouldn't do this.
sad.
Like, come on, Ji-hun, this isn't you. And with Daeho gone, left one more major character to go out, 007. And I know a lot of people hate him, but bro, you gotta feel for the guy. I think I liked 120 more, but 007's death was definitely sadder. That's what I'll say. Cause you know what it is for your own mom to kill you? Like, let's put the love I have for...
Honestly, it was so crazy that his own mom was the one that like killed him, but he didn't really need to take it to that. Like, as crazy and like gruesome as it is, he easily like had a couple minutes to run out and go find someone, and not to mention the like 25 minutes before that.
222 aside a second. My own mom gonna literally backstab me for a girl she met 4 days ago?
Crazy.
What? And some of y'all be saying he was gonna stab the baby. He wasn't gonna stab the baby, bro. But I think it was the right
Yes,
choice.
he was. He literally said it doesn't count as a player or something. I can't remember. He was gonna kill the baby. So it didn't look like he had that much time, but the amount of time he spent staring at the girl and her baby, I mean, he could have.
Dang, man, was it sad. He apologized while he was dying. And then my viejita 149 crying. They don't shoot my son. It's a little hypocritical. You just stabbed him, but dang, bro, dang. That was episode 2. Like I said, some of the funniest, some of the darkest, some of the saddest moments in the whole show. And it's easily top 5. It had no boat scenes. Now,
Yes, exactly. Since there was no boat scenes, that's probably why it was my favorite episode. I didn't even notice it didn't have boat scenes because I literally would just skip them because they were so boring.
episode 3. From this point on, these episodes start to hurt me in a different way. There's a lot of things I like and don't like about this episode, and not because they're necessarily bad. It's just, you know, they make me sad. Except one thing. There's one thing that's actually horrible. But I'll start with the things I like first. We saw Soldier 11 successfully disguise player 246 as a soldier, and we saw her successfully threaten the manager to give them a shot at escaping. Round of applause, please, please. I'm not gonna lie, this side plot they built with her from season 2 already better than the boat stuff. Already. And speaking of the boat stuff, this episode, after 15 years and 6 months of searching, they finally found a clue as to where the island could be. We saw him break into Captain Park's crib, where we saw the most ugly CGI dog I've ever seen.
Yeah, that dog looked really fake. It kind of looked like a GTA dog.
He looks like freaking Chop from GTA. But honestly, he's the best part of the boat plot.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to him. And that was it for all the good stuff. Now it's the bad stuff. So this episode, they started the 5th game. That's the one with the dolls that we saw in the trailer. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But before that game even starts, they kill 149.
She was so cute. I was so sad that they killed her, to be honest. This was like probably the 3rd death that actually killed me the most. We all know what is the first one. So like, why would she kill herself after doing all that? I guess from the guilt, but it still didn't make any sense because the deed was done.
I just knew it, bro. I knew it. She told that sad story to Ji-hun about her son. Oh wait, one more positive. She made Ji-hun move. And then they came and showed the casket. I didn't know how, but I knew she was gone.
I did not know.
It hurt me because it literally came out of nowhere. She wasn't being rebellious. She didn't lose the game. She pulled a player 69. After this, they started the 5th game, which again, no one would have predicted. It was jump rope. I thought it was gonna be like some variant of red light, green light with trains or something. I don't know. And before I get into my opinions on the stuff that happens in the 5th game, I want to talk about the thing I disliked the most about this episode: the VIPs. So they showed up at the end of the last one.
Their voices sounded so AI generated. It was so weird.
Like, did the show run out of budget and just hire 6 random English speakers in South Korea? Did they want to make the Korean actors look even better, so they hired someone off Fiverr? I just don't understand how their acting is so bad. Like,
their acting was so bad. Or maybe it was like they put voices over them or something.
Because why are you speaking like that? Anywho, yeah, the 5th game. This game was cool. It had some nice moments, like Me Too finally getting revenge on Namgyu in the most pathetic way ever. Like, you really couldn't push him yourself. You had to throw the pendant on the bridge. You still a bitch. And we saw Ji-hun make it all the way through while carrying the CGI baby. Man, he's so goated. He's so goated. But why is he carrying 222's baby again? This is something I didn't mention on purpose. As y'all know, in this game, they were jumping rope. And as y'all know, 222's ankle got messed up last game. And this little dilemma was what episode 4 opened with. How was 222 gonna get across the bridge? 333 trying to talk to her, but she wasn't rocking with him no more. Ji-hun was gonna go.
I mean, obviously, like, he literally was just killing for fun and for greed at that point.
Back and get her, but she declined. And with no time left and thinking about the safety of her baby, and she's such a golden mom. Such a golden mom. Jun-hee. No, I can't say it. I can't. No. Except 222 and 149. 222 on Doc G. Gotta protect her. And I still got 222. Depends on which games we play and what the games are in season 3. And also if my opponent is 222. I can't kill her.
Crazy. Why did everyone just end up like killing themselves off is what I'm concerned about. Why couldn't she at least try? She would have died the same exact way anyways. They could have at least like made her attempt to go on. This was my top 1 saddest death of the show and actually made me cry some.
Why her? Why did she have to go, man? I thought this was gonna be like the Cyborg situation again, but this time she wins. No.
I actually thought that she was gonna be the last one. Like, when I was thinking in the show like who was gonna last till the very end, was that it was gonna be 222 with her baby against the main character. And I thought that he was going to sacrifice himself and let the two of them walk and that they would have counted as one character, which did not happen. But that would have been cool.
R.I.P. Jun-hee, man. I just don't know. After packing up my Shayla, the 5th game ends and we're pretty much in the finale now. And these are the finalists. Ji-hun, 333, Min-soo, the old guy, and a bunch of randoms? Yeah, it confused me too. These are
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, why wouldn't they like keep all the main characters like throughout the show and then have them at the finale? That would have been like so much more suspense. But since they killed off like every good character that they had until this point, I was so uninterested in the finale and there was no one to like root for, and I didn't really care who like won because I kind of knew that he was gonna win, but obviously it had a different turn, so I guess they did that. I also don't understand like the 3 like random characters that like we didn't really pay attention to the whole time.
VIPs gave me another reason to dislike them when they decided to make Jun-hee's baby a player. Yeah, the newborn is now considered player 222, like she came back from the dead on a Smurf or a burner account. This had to be envy from the VIPs. They seen the CGI baby had better acting than them and had to find a way to get rid of it. Shameless. But I will say, making the baby a player just added more attention to the final game, Squid Game, but in the sky. They cooked with that idea. But before that, we actually got some nice developments on the side plots this episode. Soldier 11 managed to get 246 off the island on a boat, but she returned to get rid of his file and protect his daughter, which I gotta say it again, she's so tough. Then on the boat, the captain finally revealed himself to be a plant, and Jun-ho finally, thankfully, got another clue as to where the island could be. Right?
I know, they literally waited till the last second for him to find any clue, which I guess built suspense for it, but it was such a boring plot, like I didn't care at this point.
And wait, one more thing before I talk about the last 2 episodes. I want to talk about Ji-hun's meeting with the frontman this episode. Oh my disappointment. Like, I wasn't expecting him to kill the guy. I get he would just get replaced, but be mad. Just slap him, Ji-hun. Can you at least slap him? A pimp slap wouldn't hurt. Do it for Jung Bae. They sat and talked, and the front man pretty much told Ji-hun everyone's gonna be against him this game, and he gave him a knife and said, do what you do. Just know if you do it, it'll guarantee a win for you and the baby. Which we find out was what he did years ago when he played in the games. This I liked. Some in-ho backstory.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they had mentioned this. This was probably like the best part of this episode, and I think everyone was thinking the exact same thing, that they wished that Ian would have listened to him because it would have played out so much differently.
Love to see it. Wish we got more, but whatever. Their little meeting leads us to the 5th episode where we see Ji-hun almost uses the knife.
Should have done it to the old man.
He decides not to, thanks to a special appearance from Saibyeok. Oh my goodness, it was so dope to see her again. Then I remember she's gone. He doesn't end up doing it, and then they begin the final game. I didn't really care about anyone involved, so there was no tension. I knew Ji-hun.
Exactly. They should have like left one of them, even if they were gonna kill him off, because it just would have been so much more interesting.
There was some stuff in between the start and the final round I got some opinions on. First round, they got rid of Min-soo, and y'all know how I felt about him last season. So the question is, after all this development this season, do I feel the same? Yes. No, I'm kidding. I know. But I still don't care about him. He let Save Me die, and I see he feels guilty about that, so I'll give him a pass. But his revenge on Namgyu was... You know what I mean? I think it was cool that he had a positive hallucination when he died. I don't think he should have been suffering. I didn't really care about him. Wish they didn't just make him a junkie.
We're gonna kill him off anyways. They probably could have avoided that whole thing because it didn't even do anything at the end. I don't really think that moment was too positive though, where she was telling him to come. Like, she didn't really forgive him or anything. Like, there was no closure there. He just died and she did too.
This round was probably the most annoying. All the randoms and the old man and 333 agreed to take out Ji-hun, then the baby. But this backfires after 333 decides he wants to protect his baby. So then, in an attempt to have as many people as possible make it out alive, the remaining randoms beat up this one dude and label him the lunchbox. And they're like, look, we'll pack him up the next round, then bada boom, bada beep, we all make it out with some money, including the baby. This I was not as cool with because it's a little messed up to pack up the one guy. But for the most part, sounds like a good idea, right? Tell me why this dude Ji-hun says, nah, that ain't fair. Let's draw lots. Like, bro, Ji-hun, this dude is practically dead. You can't undo what they did. Just keep a step in it. Just please do it. But wait, there's even more. Because after a fight broke out over Ji-hun saying this, only people left were the baby, Ji-hun, 333, the old man, and the lunchbox. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this was the most reasonable the old man ever was. He told them, great job. Watching you guys work was amazing. Now all we gotta do is pack up the lunchbox and we all win together. All three, I mean,
the old man was probably the most annoying the whole season. I didn't think that he was gonna last as long as he did, to be honest. I thought he was gonna be one of the first deaths because he was so annoying. His character was just so irritating. But it's true, he was like super logical at this point. I mean, the guy was basically dead. Even if they had gone out and he would have been took to a hospital, I'm sure he would have died there too. So like literally there was no getting around that. They should have just took that chance.
But 333 decides to push him off the edge. Bro, I didn't know if I should be happy or be upset. Because on one hand, player 100 got packed up. But on the other hand, it was so unnecessary. And I hated the decision even more.
222 was so valid for hating him.
I don't understand how y'all sympathize with this dude. This guy is so selfish and petty. Games aside, after that beating he just took, he was probably gonna die anyways. But he decided, you know what? Instead of giving this innocent baby and the guys who defended me a chance to get out here alive and well, nah, I'm gonna hold it against them and make them fight amongst themselves. No. Oh my goodness, I hate him. I hate him so much. But
he was definitely like the most annoying character, probably more than the old man, just because of this. I mean, he was gonna die anyways. He couldn't have got to the next platform and done it.
Only the baby, Ji-hun, and 333 left. I knew my heart would be broken one more time in this final round because one of them had to go. Episode 6. This finale caught me off guard way more than I thought it would, in both good ways and bad. Good ways, we saw Jun-ho save player 246. I'm glad you made it out, my boy. Finally, we see him make it onto the island. After 32 years and 7 months, he finally made it. But it's about to...
He literally was looking for that like his entire life. So I was glad that he found it. But again, I just didn't care for that whole storyline. And it's not like it mattered anyways.
Oh, and at the same time, we saw Korean Laura Croft succeed in her mission to destroy the files of all the players. And she took out the manager. She's just too cold. But then there's the bad stuff, which all stem from the final round and the final game. Cause 333 decided it will be a great time to completely lose his mind. Get it, Jun-hee's death broke him, but dang, bro, you gonna threaten your baby? And
I'm sure that if he had tried to be like a good father, that this guy would have easily sacrificed himself.
Guy protecting your baby? I personally don't think he was actually gonna drop it, but
he definitely was going to drop the baby, like 100%. I feel like there was no doubt in that.
Hurt me, bro. R.I.P. 333, man. You had to be a L dad. And after 333's death came the most heartbreaking moment in the entire series. Besides 222's death, Ji-hun realized they forgot to start the round, meaning one of them had to go.
I feel like everyone was like screaming for him to start the round right when he got on. It was such like a little detail that they added. I thought that it was a really good idea, but I still can't believe that this didn't count.
I thought this mechanic was so dumb. When did they ever get to decide when they start playing the round? And I already knew what was gonna happen. We all knew. At this point, I was hoping Jun-ho would like break in, kill all the VIPs, but it's Jun-ho. It took him 55 years to get here. Hearing the words player 456 eliminated turned whatever fragments of my heart I had left to to dust. I'm not gonna say I'm mad at it, but it hurt. With Ji-hun gone, that means the CGI baby won. So I guess 222 kind of did win. The rest of this episode was pretty much tying up loose ends. The VIPs escaped unscathed, including the frontman who ignored his brother when he asked him why he did it. Come on, though. It's not the time to aura farm, bro. But I guess he made up for it because he gave Jun-ho the baby and the prize money. That's a double-edged sword. Single dad.
Honestly, just wish that he had kept the baby and the money. I mean, he would have like maybe stopped the games eventually. I just feel like this didn't make sense. Like, why does he have the baby now?
And then the season ends with the front man giving Ji-hun's daughter some money and his uniform. Bloody uniform, too. I thought.
Why did no one question why there was a uniform in there and why it was bloody? That's what I want to know.
Season 1, perfect score. Season 2, I'll give it like a mid to high 8, and this season I'll give it like a low 8. I don't think it was bad. I think it was just depressing. And the VIP sucked, and the final game had nobody we cared about.
Since they were gonna end this show anyways and there's gonna be nothing like really more to it, they should have just left to the characters that people actually liked, or at least one of them, like Player 222, or even like any of the main cast. I feel like everyone would have been kind of satisfied with it, but now that we know it's done, that was just so like unsatisfying. So that's all for me today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.